Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Oh my goodness, I am not as zoomed in as I normally am. There we go. Welcome back to Listing Launchpad Director's Cut. My name is Jay with I Am Media, and this is a story behind the hot listings that are about to hit the market. Well, by the time you see this, it would already be on the market. But the idea behind this is that me as the photographer, I go to these amazing listings that agents have worked so hard to put together, and as I'm going through my routine with the photos and the videos and the virtual tours, like I get a lot of questions in my head on, oh, like I want to know about this. I want to know about this. So I just said, you know what? What the heck? I'm just going to bring the listing agent on and let them tell the story. So that's kind of how it all started, and it's been really like a lot of fun so far. And that way, I get to kind of give back to the listing agents that are trusting in us to be able to capture all the beautiful details of the listings that they put together. So with that being said, we're going to get right ahead. However, I just want to mention this: all information discussed on this video is intended for entertainment purposes only. So please don't write the offer and like refer to the video saying, "Oh, but you said this." This is purely for entertainment purposes. However, we do hope that you're able to get some of the cool stories behind the listing. So if you're an agent, maybe you can share some of these stories and see if it's something that your buyers are gonna take any particular interest in. So today we're gonna take you to Bothell. And the agent that I'm going to bring on, his name is Dan Richards with Remax Northwest. And he's a good friend of mine, my mentor. He's an author, like amazing children's book. Like I'm not really sure when he has time to do all this stuff, but he just somehow does it. It's pretty crazy. So without a further ado, like I'm just gonna bring Dan on right now, and let's talk about this amazing listing: 10816 Northeast 193rd Street, Bothell, Washington 98011. And you're gonna be able to find this amazing property at BothellViewHome.com. That's BothellViewHome.com. So check it out, right? And Dan, welcome.
All right. Thanks, Jake. I'm excited to be here with you.
Yeah, I mean, thank you so much for joining me here. And I know I just sort of like whipped this together, and I started asking people like, hey, like, do you want to be on it? Like, I really appreciate you coming, because this house, wow, like it is mind blowing. Like it's amazing. So I kind of want to like tease people before showing them all the photos and stuff. But like, tell us a little bit about like the background of this house.
Yeah, no, it's a beautiful home. So these clients of mine, they approached me a few years ago. They were living in a Bothell house, but one that was further north, and they watched as Bothell downtown was revitalized, and there were all these really cool dining spots in downtown Bothell, and decided they wanted to live within walking distance of all of that. So I helped them make this move from their previous home, which was a very nice home, to this brand new home at the time, which allowed them to walk directly to Beardsley and to dining there, as well as walk into downtown and to dining downtown. And along with it, the bonus is it's a gorgeous house from top to bottom.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm gonna throw on the photos here, and um, like the like so that's the house, and it sits on a cul-de-sac. And just
Correct.
so everybody knows, like we're in Seattle suburbs, and the weather in January is sort of iffy. So Dan called me and said, "Hey Jay, like I've got this listing coming, but then we really want to make sure we capture the view." So I actually went out there ahead before everything was prepped, just to do the exterior. So we're going to be going through a lot of the exteriors first. So
Sure.
this is one of the shot that I took when I was there the first time. And like just that view out that living room, like it was
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, I a couple of things that I love about this home, and you mentioned first of all, it's on a big cul-de-sac. It's a cul-de-sac of homes built at the same time, so they're really beautiful homes that are around it, and it's a end of a street cul-de-sac,
Mm-hmm.
so it's a really safe space if you have anyone that wants to be able to ride a scooter or a bike or whatever in that cul-de-sac space. It's a really great space for that.
Right.
And
We
then
have
the
a top down view. So right there.
Yes. Oh, yeah. You've got a great view
Yep.
of it. So that's such a nice space to be able to have anybody go out and play in that when they want to have a little street space to be able to use to skateboard or something like that.
Right.
Along with it, that view, which is always a challenge for a photographer, is how do you capture in photos or video what the human eye like is just so amazing at our ability of how we take in views. And I think as you go through these photos, you've done as good of a job as can be done. And all I will say is, from having been in lots of view homes over the years, there's something about standing in a view home that you just cannot fully capture on camera, that I hope you all get a chance to come out here and experience it for yourself.
Oh, I cannot agree more. So one of the things that the sellers told me when I was there is that that window, the big window, faces east, and during the sunrise, like you get this incredible view. So I actually was out there early enough to try to catch the sunrise, and it was really cloudy, but I can see it kind of peak. And I
Yeah.
just remember thinking, I'm like, oh man, it's so unfortunate because no matter how good like the technology is with photography, it just doesn't, it's not the same as like seeing it with your own eyes.
Yeah, the human eye, that ability to capture three-dimensional space when it comes to view, and for some reason, our human eye is able to bring things closer than the camera tends to make it. So those the cascades, for instance, when you're there in person, like they really pop.
Exactly.
And that easterly view is an expansive view, and that again, like if you're there on purpose, if you go out on that deck, and if you can, when we get to a deck photo, that deck is such a cool space to walk out on. But also the
Absolutely.
living room, I know you've got a photo in here that shows the upper windows. It's a
Yep.
very vaulted ceiling space in the main living area, and standing there taking in the light coming in is just one of the coolest things about that house.
Right. And this is the view from the catwalk. And it's just like it's pretty, it's almost like kind of like when you go to IMAX theater.
Yeah.
And when you're standing on that catwalk, it's just like, oh my gosh, like it's
Yeah.
a it's a
It,
pretty incredible view. And you don't really think that you have a view like that from a house in Bothell, but like you do.
Yeah, that hillside there, Maywood Hills, and this is on the part of the hill where it starts to drop down.
Hmm.
So from that location, you really do have a great outlook.
Absolutely, absolutely. And this is the back deck.
Yeah,
Great
this covered
entertainment
deck
area.
is such a pretty space, and I know you've got a photo because I've seen these photos in advance. I know you've got a couple photos when you get to them that really kind of show off the feel of being on that deck and the feel of that outlook behind it.
Right. And especially in the summertime, like it's such a great extension coming out of the dining area.
Yeah,
And it seems really, really seamless. And the fact that it's such an open concept, like I just loved it. Very
right.
nice.
Yeah, there we've got a really nice view of it. So you've got a fair bit of southern exposure there as well. So you've got a lot of sunlight. One sort of nice thing compared to if you have full western exposure is that in the summer, when it gets warm here, having a full western exposure can get really hot. This
Right.
is going to be a little bit nicer than that because you get all this really great light in the morning, and that late afternoon, like real heat isn't
It
gonna
actually,
hit
you're
this the way
shaded
that
by
it
it.
does. Yeah, the way it does some homes where they really get cooked in the afternoon.
Right, right. Yeah, it was fantastic. And I couldn't tell it's because of like the number of windows or the size of windows. Like it was really well lit just
Yeah,
naturally.
yeah. The builder did a really great job, I think, in a lot of different ways, but one of them was just their use of windows in that house to take advantage of the light coming in. I just think is
Right,
very well done.
right. And this is a view from, I believe, the primary bedroom upstairs. I went as close I can to the window, try to, somehow mimic what the eye would see, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
as good as it'll get.
They did a really nice job, and this is not always true with new construction. I'm kind of blown away sometimes at how poorly new home builders will take advantage of views. But
Hmm.
in this case, they oriented so that the living room, kind of the whole great room area, gets the advantage of that view looking out in the window space. But also, the guest suite on the main floor has it. The
Yep.
upstairs primary suite has that view, and even the downstairs, the family room area has this really nice outlook. So they
Correct.
really oriented the rooms in that house to take advantage of the outlook.
Right. And this is the front of the house, so we're coming into the entry. And all right, so here we have this is we're standing right at the front door, and just that French door, like leading
Yeah.
into the office, like that's a type of detail like you don't really see often, where like most office doors aren't that grand.
Yeah, no, this house as you come in, you've got a really nice entryway. You've got that office room that's right there to the left. And then
Mm-hmm.
as you walk forward, yeah, this is the office room right there. It's a nice size office. It could be used as another bedroom. In the
Correct.
listing, we're calling it an office because we've still got 6 bedrooms plus the office.
There's a lot of
Um,
bedrooms.
but as you come in that entry and you head straight forward, you go into this great room and you've got some really great shots showing the living room, dining area, and kitchen, how they're all connected.
Right. So this is from the inside of the office, and so here,
Yeah, there's
this
a
is
great
when you
one.
walk in.
Right.
This is the living area, and then you can kind of see to the far right hand side the dining, and to the right there's a kitchen.
Correct. So the kitchen in this photo is a little bit hidden, but it gives you a feel for how grand this living room is.
Right.
And it's connected. It's really one great room space with that living room, the dining area, and the kitchen. And when you're standing there in person, you really feel that sense of this being a big, grand, connected space with all of these windows that are looking out and letting light in.
Absolutely. And I just love that kitchen with the oversized island. I mean, here's a great
Yeah,
shot at it.
that's a really great image you got there of that kitchen. So it's truly a chef's kitchen. It's got a really great island there. You have both an oven in the wall and a microwave that's also a convection oven. Plus,
Hmm.
you've got the range that's a gas range that also has an oven.
Yep.
So you can do just about anything in that kitchen.
And I love the fact that the sink is in the island, where if you're entertaining or things, like you're actually facing the people that are sitting in the dining room, or in the living room,
Yeah,
in the deck, like that. I just kind of I really love that.
right, right.
So
Yeah, this is a
the
nice image showing off the gas fireplace. It's
Yep.
got a great entertainment area there to the left of the fireplace, so you don't have to put your TV over the top of
Correct.
the fireplace, which a lot of people
Right.
don't like. And I just got to say, I'm going to give a compliment to the sellers for a second. This is the third home of theirs that I've sold over the years, so I've known them for
Hmm.
a long time. They are pretty much the only client where I ever walk in and think we could pretty much do nothing and just put the home on the market right now and it's going to look awesome,
Correct.
because she is a great interior decorator and they live very lightly in homes. So their homes are kind of always in showing condition. And this
Mm.
one looks brand new from top to bottom.
And I definitely noticed that the first time I went there, because clearly they knew that I wasn't doing anything inside. But even then, it was pretty like, oh, okay, like this is pretty neat.
Yeah. Yeah. That's who they are. And I really appreciate that about them.
Mm. And so I've done, I don't know, 600-700 of these, in the last, I don't know, 5 6 years. Just something about every time I had an opportunity to meet with the seller, like it's so interesting how like the vibe sort of like matches up with the homeowner and and and
Yeah.
and, and the house. Like it's so funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here's a
No, I
great
agree.
here's a great view. It's from the corner on the opposite of the entryway, so you can see the
Yep.
catwalk, you see the main entrance. And I
Right.
love do you know if that little mud room area was built that way, or was that like an upgrade leading to the
No,
garage?
I'm gonna take my best guess because I don't remember that specifically, but I think that was intended to be a mudroom. And
Got it.
Jay, what you're referring to is the space. Trying to think how to between the entry and the kitchen, you can see a
Correct.
doorway there, and that's a
Yep.
mudroom that goes into the garage. And
Yep.
just to be clear for a viewer, in case you're a little disoriented at the moment, so Jay's standing right in front of the view windows when he took this photo.
Correct.
So it does a really great job of showing how this living room space is connected to where the kitchen is. So there's a little bit of separation, so you can be in the kitchen and not feel like you're exactly in the living room, but the
Right.
spaces are really well connected in the way this house is laid out. And this kind of grand living area with these big vaulted ceilings and all these windows that are there, it really pops when you walk in the front door.
Absolutely. It literally literally just feels like it hits you. Like right when you
Yeah.
go, you're just like, whoa.
Right. You can go into most newer homes that are in, this sort of a price point, and they're going to be nice. It's
Hmm.
no doubt that these are going to be nice homes. This is just unique in that it's got that easterly view that they took such great advantage of.
Right.
So instead of there being sort of like these big grand windows, but they're kind of looking into a neighbor's house or looking
Right.
into someone's yard, this actually has this outlook that feels so expansive. And I think it really changes the feel of the house when you come into it.
Absolutely. So, for instance, it could be the same house by the same builder in the same cul-de-sac, but if you're on the other side, you don't have
Yeah.
the same thing.
No, it's going to be a very different feel to it. That this was, I think they were one of the first lots, if I'm remembering right, that sold. So they got one of probably the two, maybe three best lots that are
Mm,
in this little cul-de-sac neighborhood. And that view is absolutely unique to this home. This,
absolutely.
by the way, can you go back one slide?
Yep.
Yeah, so this I just want to point. Whoops, go to that bedroom
Oh,
slide.
this one.
Yes, so there is a bedroom bathroom on the main level that creates
Yes.
like a guest suite, and
Yep.
this is that bedroom. So it looks out the window like you're on the second floor, but it's not. This is on the main floor. It could
It's
even be
just
a
that
main.
you're on the hill, so it feels like
It does. That view looks pretty amazing, like you're up even higher. But the reason I bring it out is if someone was thinking down the road that they might want a main floor primary suite, that this would give you that option. The
right.
upstairs primary suite is a little more grand and more sumptuous, but this
Right.
is a really nice main floor bedroom and bathroom.
And I actually mentioned that in the so when I do video, I kind of do a like a commentary walking through just so that the editors get a feel for what the house is like. So what I said was, here's a room and then the bathroom with the three-quarter shower. Like this might as well be like a secondary, primary suite almost.
Right. Yeah, in fact, I need to think about that because I don't have an input at the moment as this being a second primary suite.
Hmm.
But because of how nice this room is, and that bathroom can serve as a bathroom for this so well, I might
Right.
have to change that and put it in that way as a second primary suite, so that for people who want that, they would realize that this house could function that way.
Like for our personal family, like we live with our in-laws. So if we were to live in that house, like that'd be perfect. Like we will be
Yeah.
upstairs, in-laws will be downstairs,
Right.
and they'd have their own
Right.
bathroom.
Yeah, it's super well suited if you had someone either within your family or a visitor guest where stairs
Right.
was a problem. That's a legitimately nice bedroom, and it's not the office. It's right there by the front door. This
Right.
is more tucked away, where it's a really nice setting on the main
Yep.
floor.
And this is the three-quarter shower.
Correct. That's the bathroom that's right there next to that
Yep.
main floor bedroom.
I love that little barn door closet.
Yeah, yeah. There's a
So
lot of nice touches.
so Dan, this is one of the things that I really loved about. It's just the extra attention that went into like that little catwalk area upstairs. Like you could have easily just made that a flat wall, but for whatever reason they decided to make a little space and give it a little accent paint. Like I just love that space.
Yeah, yeah, this is really cute, and this is the hallway upstairs, is that right?
Yep.
Leading
Yep.
to, the
The
primary suite.
primary.
Yeah.
And this is the view looking down from the hallway.
It's a challenging house, isn't it, to take photos in because of that really high main living area with those windows that are up high as well as down low. I
Mm-hmm.
I can see where you almost need, like, a bird's eye lens to be able to, like,
Right.
completely get that
And
room in it.
And one of the thing that I started doing a couple of years ago, like real estate photography, everybody's so obsessed with like keeping things straight. But then at
Mm.
some point, I just started deliberately cutting the verticals out just to show a certain view. So
Hmm.
like this is one of
Sure.
those cases where you don't really see the verticals lining up, but it still gives you a good idea of what the view looks like if you're, looking down at it.
Right. Right. So
And
this is
here's
the
the
primary
primary suite.
suite. This is you've got another image that I like a little bit better because it shows the full, here we go, the full room size. This is a
Mm-hmm.
big room. And there's room on the left side here, this image that you could have a sitting area there,
Yep.
as
Now,
well as you easily got room for a king size bed, obviously, right there.
just to give the viewers the idea, I have a 16 millimeter lens, which is considered pretty wide. It's one of those lenses
Mhm.
that like almost like deceives you, takes a small room and makes it super wide. I couldn't fit the whole room in that lens, just so everybody know.
No,
That's why I couldn't fit the whole thing in there.
right. So this makes it feel smaller than it is in that one photo because it is a difficult room to show off. But what you're trying to show here, I know, is the barn door going into the
Correct.
bathroom area and also where the
Right.
walk-in closet is. And you
Right.
can't get that from the doorway. So this
Right.
is a nice photo.
I love that you caught that. And that is a king size bed, just to give you an idea of like the perspective.
It is. We've jumped downstairs here, but I just want to point this out so it's not confusing for a viewer that the downstairs has got a really nice sized family room, and you can even set it up like they did with a eating area down there. We'll get back
Correct.
to the basement in a second,
Yeah,
but
sorry
this
about
is
that. Sometimes the slideshow order gets all messed up. So this is the opposite view. So now you see the other side of the room that I couldn't capture.
correct. So this is primary suite again, and you can really see the barn door now going into the bathroom, and you can kind of just barely see the doorway that goes into the walk-in closet.
Mm-hmm. And then so this is the view I try to capture. So I like this framing because I take this picture with the mindset of this is what you will see when you first wake up,
Right.
as long as you put the bed there.
Yep.
All right.
So yeah, this is the
Primary bathroom.
bathroom. There's something I think is really cool about this bathroom in that, and it's got a really nice soaking tub,
Mm-hmm.
but they split the vanities so that you have I guess you would call it his and her vanity that's on
Right.
either side of the tub.
Right.
That for anybody who's ever had a partner where you kind of wished you had a little bit of room that's like this is my space and that's your
Yep.
space, they
Yep.
actually did that in this bathroom, and I don't know that I've seen it done quite like this before, but now that I've seen this, I'm like, dang, like this is probably how all bathrooms should be done.
So funny you say that, because that again, I mentioned that in my walkthrough video. Like exactly, like I love the fact that the sinks are split.
Yeah. Yeah. And you still got this really nice soaking tub in the middle. And
Right.
then this walk in closet, which again, it's really tough with rooms like this to get it in one photo. And this is a
Mm-hmm.
really good photo, but it's
So
bigger than it even shows in that photo.
right. So just look at this photo and then just know that there's about another 45% on the other side.
Yeah, absolutely. And those closet organizers are all staying and they were not inexpensive. Those are really nice closet organizers.
Right.
And again, I'll give my compliment to my sellers. What you see here in the way their clothes are laid out in that closet, that's pretty much how it looked when I first walked through the house.
That's pretty impressive. I mean,
I
but
went
but
home.
here's the thing. Like I feel like there's a little bit of a hidden meaning in that. Like imagine the house that you're about to buy. The previous owners were so meticulous that that's how they lived. Like imagine the shape that they would have kept the
Yeah,
condition like of that house. Like that's
yeah.
my takeaway.
Yeah, no, and that's the reality of who they are. I mean, the house is still quite new, so that plays in its favor as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say they define the term immaculate.
Absolutely. All right, so we're coming back out to the bathroom, and then here's a good view of kind of entryway into the bathroom from the other side. By the way, I
Yeah,
love the stand up shower setup as well. It was super cool.
yeah, agreed, agreed. That's a really nice shower.
So that's a shot from the. So this is the shot from coming out of the primary, going into the other side where the stairs are. and
Correct.
this is the hallway bathroom.
Correct. This is the upstairs. So even the hall bath has two sinks,
Yep.
which is super nice if you've got multiple whoever living in those other bedrooms to
Right.
have double vanity in the hall bath.
And something that is really unique, and I don't know if they made it this way with the intention of what I'm thinking, is so most bathrooms you have your sink and then the shower is in the same space. Like I've seen toilets be in a separate room, but in
Yeah.
this one the shower is in with the toilet. So to me that's more functional because somebody could be in there using the shower, but then you can still access the sink.
Yeah, no, no, absolutely, and I'm glad that you reminded me of that. That is, I think, an awesome way. Which, if you've got, let's say, for instance, two teens, and you've got
Right.
one who wants to be able to use the sink and one that wants to be able to shower, they can
Exactly.
actually be using that bathroom at the same time without interfering with each other.
Now, I don't know if that was the thoughtfulness that went behind it or it was more of a schematic
Yeah,
thing, but you know what?
no,
Like
no,
that
I
works.
think it was, and they will mention it does have a tub as well. So if anybody
Yep.
had like a small child, for instance, that they needed a tub for, or if they just plain
Correct.
like to use the tub, you have both options in that bathroom.
Absolutely. And so here's one of the bedrooms. And I mean basically every room that has a big window like pretty much had like a pretty amazing view.
Yeah, they really did such a great job of how they sited that house and used the floor plan to take advantage of that outlook.
Right.
This is very clever here, by the way. That's a clever photo.
So just to give you an idea, this was about 8. So keep in mind we're end of January, right about like 9 o'clock in the morning, and the
Yeah,
sun is coming in through all those windows, hitting the
yeah.
dining table, and then that's where that shadow came from.
And the funny thing is, that's not even the upstairs dining table. That's in the
Right.
basement.
That's in the basement.
That's the amount of light that comes into that basement
Right. So
that it
regardless
would
of
do
where
that.
you are, you're gonna get a lot of light when you wake up in the
Yeah,
morning. And that's good
right.
for you, by the way.
I just have to say, I could tell that you were having fun shooting this house because you've shot a lot of houses for me. You
Mm-hmm.
sent me 100 photos of this house, and the most we can upload to the MLS is 40. So you sent
I
me two
know.
and a half times the number of photos I could actually use. And I know you well enough to know that happened because, for one, it's a big house. And two, you were having so much fun taking different angles that you sent me like so many photos that I could use.
Correct. And then you know this, like one of the things that we do different from a lot of other photographers that like we don't size any houses up by like number of photos we deliver. And I made this decision pretty early in the career like I don't want to be limited by the fact that I'm only delivering 40 photos. So I'm like, oh, I want to take that. So I just said, you know what? Like, we're going to deliver however many we see fit. And then you can choose. Now, some people actually told me, like, oh, you're putting more work on me. You know what? I would much rather you have more than, not as many. So
Yeah,
that's just my take.
right. I gotcha.
And so this is
So
that
these are some
the dining area that you were talking about on the bottom floor.
right. So this downstairs family room space is large enough. You could set it up this way like they did, and I think you've got another image or two that kind of shows the living room part of it. So one
Mm-hmm.
thing that they yeah, stop here for just a second. So one thing that they added, and again, they bought this brand new, but it didn't originally have a fireplace here in the basement.
Oh, is
So
that
they
right?
added that, and it's a really nice focal point in the basement. And you can see from this angle that you've got a plenty big enough space that you can
Mm-hmm.
have a full couch and chairs around this fireplace, and you
Right.
still have that room behind that they
Correct.
set with a table. It could be a game room space, it could be a video space. There's a lot of
Oh,
options
I
in
was
this room.
immediately like, you can have ping pong table, you can have a
Yeah,
pool table, like
yeah.
it's perfect.
I personally would probably go the ping pong table route because I'm a big fan. But I just point that out because there's multiple ways in which you could use this space. The
Right.
other really nice thing, and we'll get to it in just a second, is that this basement, besides having this living area, has a really nice sized bedroom and a bathroom with it down here. So what we
Yep.
often call like a mother-in-law suite
Mm-hmm.
or a teen suite is terminology that's used a lot. This is really designed that you could have that. So you could, in essence, have someone that could be primarily living in just the basement, and they would have a
Correct.
bedroom, a bathroom, and this living area
Right.
all their own.
Absolutely. Now, when you show up to the house, it's gonna be, it's gonna be staged as a workout room, um,
Yes,
and
correct.
also it's got a great leadway right into the backyard with the patio and barbecue and everything. So again, like in the summer, like you have the slide door open, like it just extends
Right.
naturally out to outdoor living as well.
Yeah, and I'll just say, hold this photo for just a second because look at all the windows across this wall. It is literally like a wall of windows
There's a
that
lot of
I would
windows.
say for most homes, this is the outlook you would have from your main floor. But this
Hmm.
is the basement that has that outlook. It is
Exactly.
like the nicest basement I've maybe ever been in because you walk down there and you're just like, wait a minute, like this doesn't feel like a basement at all. This is really what most people get from their main living space looks like this. And this isn't
Right.
even the nicest living space in this house.
Right, right. I mean, the only thing is missing is kitchen, pretty much.
Right. Yeah, right. And I'm assuming that that could be added. I'm not going to guarantee that because I haven't looked
Hmm.
into it. But you could have basically a full apartment down here if there was a kitchenette added, for
Right,
instance.
absolutely. So there it is, and there's that bathroom, the downstairs bathroom.
Yeah, and it's a gorgeous bathroom down there. So
Yep.
that is not an ugly bathroom, thrown in at the last minute. Like again, that's as nice as a lot of the homes that I see. Their primary suite bathroom looks about like that. So
Hmm.
it's nice. It's really a great space downstairs.
I mean, that lower level is literally like a living quarter if you wanna make
Yeah.
it that.
Yeah, that's again, it's often called like a mother-in-law, although that's probably nowadays not really an appropriate term even to use, but that's been, the term used for years and years as an MIL, mother-in-law.
Right,
But the
right.
idea is that it's a space that someone could primarily use that as their own space, that's separate from the main living area. And it's just usually when you think about a basement space like that, they feel a little dank, a little dark, a little like,
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, this will work, but do I really want to send somebody down here to be hanging out all the time? In this house, absolutely.
Yes.
Like, I'd be totally happy to be hanging out in that space.
Yes, yes, yes. Let's take a look at the floor plan real quick. I'll go to the. I mean, it's a pretty it's a really really nice. I mean, just look at that like in the middle section where living room, dining room, and kitchen like all sort of like open, but then especially if you like place your furnitures right, kind of like how the current sellers did. It's open, but then you can still create that separation.
Yeah, for sure. And the main thing I want to point out here, because this is the main floor that we're looking at the
Mm-hmm.
moment, is
Yep.
where they place that main floor bedroom is such that it has separation from the living room, but it still has that really nice view looking out to the east.
Correct, correct. And by the way, three car garage, like it's very 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 sizable with lots of storage.
Agreed. That is a really nice, and in newer homes these days, man, that is hard to find.
Right. And this is the second floor. I know we have a lot going on, but we've got the primary bedroom on the top right hand corner, and then basically underneath is the bathroom, and then all the other bedrooms with that other bedroom on the other side of the hallway.
Yes, absolutely. And you can see from there how that bathroom is kind of split into two parts.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the reason that it almost feels like that whole bath almost feels like it's two bathrooms
Right.
because of the fact you've got the one part, which is the vanity part of it, and the other part that's the shower tub part of it.
Right, right. And second floor laundry room, which many people like.
Yeah, we didn't mention that, but when you've got four bedrooms upstairs, it sure is nice not to have
It,
to carry
it's a
laundry up
lot
and
of
down the
laundry.
stairs.
Right, right. And here's the lower floor. So family room. The room that was in the corner, that's where the furnace was, and I didn't shoot that intentionally, but there's still plenty of the plenty of space. And is it called crawl spaces, Dan? Those square
Mhm.
little doors on the. I mean, there were two of them, and like that's a great storage space as well.
Yeah, there's really nice storage availability in the crawl space area. In that family
Right.
room, I think that the measurement of this is pretty accurate, and it's showing that it's almost 30 feet by 19
Mm-hmm.
feet. That is a big room.
Yep.
And
Now
that
keep in mind
bedroom,
the measurements on the floor plan and whatnot. Again, like these were not, like don't go measure and come back and say, oh, you're off by an inch. Like that's not what it was intended for. It was intended to be,
yeah,
just a perspective thing.
I agree. And I'll throw out the actual numbers for a second, but just say when you stand down there, you can tell this is
Yes.
a big room, a bigger than I would say is sort of a typical downstairs family room. And that
Mm-hmm.
bedroom is the same way. That is a larger than typical downstairs bedroom.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, folks, like you can see all these photos with the video, with the virtual tour, all on bothelviewhome.com. Dan, what's the plan for open house?
So I've got an open house right now scheduled for this Saturday from 12 to 2.
Okay,
Um, if it looks like we're having overflow traffic Saturday, then I may add a Sunday one. But at the moment, I'm going to leave Sunday open for private showings.
awesome.
So Saturday, 12 to 2. And I'll just say, I'm going to give you a plug, Jay, that these are the photos. But I hope for everybody who sees this, if they'll visit that website, they could see the video that Jay did. And the video for that home is really fantastic. Jay is really good at combination of how he handles both photos and video, and I have seen the preview of the video, and I'm really excited to get that out there for people to see.
Ah, thank you so much. We're just putting up some finishing touches on the neighborhood feature. So
Yeah,
super close to the newer kind of like the Beardsley pub area, really
yeah,
close to Bothell downtown. I mean, you can go see this house Saturday afternoon and then take a stroll to Bothell downtown and grab a burger, or go to one of the restaurants, go to the park.
right.
It's really central where it's very convenient, but then you're not too far away from the freeway either.
Yeah, its freeway access is really great there at Beardsley. So that's again, the clients of mine that when they were buying this home, all of those factors matter to them. They needed access both north and south, so having that
Right.
easy access on the 405 north and south mattered to them. Being walking distance to both Beardsley and to downtown Bothell mattered to them. And you've got a number of schools that are really close by as well, right in that area. So there's just a lot of things that for them were a perfect fit, and I fully believe that'll be the case for the next owner as well.
Absolutely. Well, Dan, thanks so much for joining us. This is an awesome listing. I have a feeling there's gonna be somebody out there just gonna fall in love with this. So it wouldn't shock me if you're just like, oh my gosh, there's so many people here at open house. So thank you
Right.
so much. Really appreciate all the meticulous detail, like paying attention to all the details that you do, which I really always respect it. And I have no doubt that this house is gonna just fly off the shelf.
Thanks, Jay. No, and I really appreciate the work you've done. It's been fun to get to sit here and chat about it. This is my first time doing that, and it's such a fun house to get to sort of brag about a little bit. And although it is a terrible salesperson thing to say, hurry to see this house, I
Mm-hmm.
really do think it would be a smart idea to hurry to see this house, because if it doesn't go quickly, I will be shocked.
I would agree, and especially with the current environment where like interest rates are way more favorable than before. And I mean, have you seen like I heard of a listing in Kirkland last weekend? Like they had like almost like 100 people that came through or something like that. Like it's kind of weird. Like
Yeah,
things are starting
yeah.
to pop again. So
This is that
if
time of year.
right, if you're thinking about buying, like might as well go take a look. Sooner than later.
Yeah, no, I agree. And anybody is welcome to reach out to me if they have a question or need help. And we'll do all that we can to help make this your home if it's the right fit.
Yep, absolutely fantastic. So again, go visit bothelviewhome.com. You'll find all the information, including how to contact Dan. This is a you know what? Even if you're not in the market, just go see it. Just the view is just incredible. Just go see it for yourself. So
Just
anyway,
for fun.
Dan, Absolutely. Just go say hi to Dan and say like, "Oh, you this is amazing." Like that just I had so much fun. I could have probably, spent another hour if I didn't have to, go to the next shoot. But Dan, thank you so much. Best of luck, and we'll see you when the next listing comes to the market.
All right. Thanks,
All
Jay.
right.
Appreciate you.